under the bright sky. A monk asks a scholar if he wants to learn about Yan-ho. The scholar eagerly agrees, and the monk introduces Master Musin, explaining that Yan-ho, the luminous martial emperor, was a man of great compassion and honor, believed to be sent by the Buddha. When the scholar asks about Yan-ho's daily life, the monk suddenly curses his name and storms off, leaving the scholar shocked. Soon after, the scholar visits the Hube Pang clan, but is thrown out again. The furious elder, Ping Dajak, orders salt to be spread where the scholar stood, enraged at Yan-ho's mention. Everyone seems to react the same way whenever his name is spoken. Yan-ho was once a legendary figure who ended an age of chaos, a noble hero, an unmatched warrior admired by all. Yet now, even his name brings fear. Determined to uncover the truth, the scholar continues his search and meets the beggar sex divine Mad Dog, who laughs upon hearing he was expelled from multiple places. The scholar admits everyone reacts the same way to Yan-ho's name. The Mad Dog smirks and begins telling the real story. 100 years ago, in the Guangdong Wai clan, Yan-ho was just a lazy boy with big dreams. At 12, he lay in bed, promising to start training tomorrow. His father, the righteous patriarch, burst in angrily, demanding why he was still in bed. Yan-ho joked that the sun was setting, making his father even angrier. When Yan-ho guessed he'd been in his room for 2 days, his father shouted it had been 4. Furious, he flipped the bed, vowing to fix his son's attitude. In the clan office, where the patriarch worries about his son, the administrator, Zhou Bang, assures him Yan-ho will mature soon, but the patriarch blames himself. It's revealed he once left for a martial pilgrimage when Yan-ho was only 2, leaving behind his wife and eldest son, San-ho. At that time, Wang Han believed his martial journey would last no more than 2 years. But fate had other plans. Caught up in countless incidents, he didn't return home until 8 years later. Though he earned the title of the righteous and chivalrous swordsman, what he lost in return was far greater. When he finally came back, his once gentle wife had turned fierce, and his son, once full of promise, had become a lazy sloth. Wang Han could only sigh heavily at what his family had become. The clan's administrator tried to comfort him, saying there was still hope. When Wang Han asked what he meant, the administrator reminded him that he would be returning soon. Confused at first, Wang Han suddenly realized his eldest son. The administrator explained that San-ho would be coming back from the martial academy after 3 years. A small smirk formed on Wang Han's face. There was one person Yan-ho truly feared. Moments later, Yan-ho suddenly feels chills. Turning around, he sees his older brother standing behind him. San-ho calmly asks how long he's been asleep. Nervous, Yan-ho tries to dodge the question, asking when his brother returned. San-ho insists he answer first, his sharp gaze making Yan-ho even more uneasy. Scratching his head, Yan-ho stammers and claims he trained hard earlier but got tired and only took a nap. San-ho asks if that's true and tells him to prove it by cutting a candle in half using a sword technique. Hesitant, Yan-ho picks up his sword. When San-ho urges him to begin, he nervously says it's dangerous to train indoors. San-ho shouts that he'll take responsibility and tells him to show what he's learned. Yan-ho steps forward and performs his soaring dragon technique, swinging with all his might, but the candle doesn't move an inch. Embarrassed, he freezes as San-ho sighs in disappointment, saying 3 years should have been enough to master that technique. Instead, Yan-ho has gotten even worse. Later at dinner, Yan-ho eats in silence, dreading what's coming. The patriarch asks San-ho about his time at the martial academy. San-ho replies it was tough but necessary, as hardship helps one grow. The patriarch praises his dedication, saying he must have endured a lot. But San-ho insists his father's struggles were greater. When asked if there's anything else, San-ho mentions one issue: Yan-ho. The whole family turns to look at him. San-ho suggests bringing Yan-ho to the academy for proper training. Yan-ho's face drains of color. Fear, shock, and panic all hit at once. The Mad Dog's narration returns, saying even Master Musin and Ping Dajuk grind their teeth at Yan-ho's name. That was how the great story began. No one back then could have imagined that this lazy boy would one day shake the entire world. Soon after, Yan-ho was half forced to join the martial academy. His family felt a mix of sadness and pride. His little sister, Suryan, cried, begging him not to go. Laughing, his father told him to return as a real man. Yan-ho reassured his sister, promising to come back soon. From the Mad Dog's point of view, the brothers' journey to the academy was smooth, at least for San-ho. For Yan-ho, it was pure struggle. Exhausted, he asked how much farther they had to go. San-ho replied, 10 more days. Shocked, Yan-ho groaned that it was too long. San-ho said they'd have arrived in 5 days if Yan-ho knew how to ride a horse. Panting behind him, Yan Ho admitted he had never ridden one before. San Ho told him he wasn't blaming him, just answering his question. Yan Ho then suggested they rest, pointing to how steep the hill was, complaining about his aching back and legs. He spotted a few travelers resting under a dead tree and begged San Ho to stop there too. San Ho suddenly stops, his eyes widening in shock. He jumps off his horse and moves toward the bodies lying under the tree. Confused, Yan Ho asks what he's doing. After checking closely, San Ho says they're too late, everyone there is already dead. Yan Ho is stunned. San Ho points to one of the corpses and explains that they were killed using a martial technique called the flower-indulging palm, once known as the crimson flower palm. But after a rapist named Iseo Jukai began using it to commit horrible acts, its name became forever tainted. Hearing this, Yan Ho nervously asks if that means Seo Jukai is nearby. San Ho replies that the man attacks women traveling through these mountains, meaning there's likely a woman in danger right now. Telling Yan Ho to stay put, San Ho rushes off to find her. Yan Ho shouts after him, horrified at the thought of being left alone with corpses, but San Ho is already gone. Frustrated and scared, Yan Ho looks around helplessly, realizing he's stuck. The sky darkens, thunder rumbles, and rain begins to pour. As lightning flashes, Yan Ho panics, calling out for his brother and wondering why he hasn't returned. Worry creeps and maybe something happened to San Ho. Not wanting to just stand there, he decides to act. He can't leave the bodies to rot or be eaten by tigers, but the storm makes burying them impossible. He tries to lift them onto the horses, struggling in the heavy rain. Suddenly, the frightened horses panic and refuse to move. A loud thunderclap startles one, and it kicks Yan Ho down the hill. He crashes hard, groaning in pain as he curses the horses. When he looks up, he spots a cave nearby and limps toward it, relieved to finally find shelter. A moment later, the horses return on their own, soaked and restless. Yan Ho ties them down, sighs, and mutters that this is exactly why he prefers staying home. Looking at his mud-covered clothes, he shakes his head and leaves a small mark outside the cave so his brother can find him. Then, exhausted, he lies down and falls asleep. Some time later, Yan Ho wakes up and worries for San Ho, but reassures himself that his brother is strong. He soon drifts back to sleep, this time soundly. Hours pass, and suddenly a faint blue light begins to glow around him. The light wraps around his body and slowly lifts him into the air, carrying him deeper inside the cave. Yan Ho wakes up in confusion, surrounded by the same rocky walls, but something feels different. Thinking he might have rolled deeper into the cave while sleeping, he tries to make sense of it. Suddenly, a mysterious voice echoes, calling him a fated human. Terrified, Yan Ho stumbles back against the wall and looks up to see a glowing blue spear floating before him. The voice welcomes him to the fated place, calling him the successor of its radiant sword. Trembling, Yan Ho asks if the voice is coming from the glowing spear. The voice replies that it has transcended the limits of the physical world and now speaks across time and space. It urges him to accept its will and rule the world. Panicking, Yan Ho screams, calling it a ghost. The voice assures him it's already dead, what remains is only its will, left for someone worthy to inherit it. Yan Ho begins to realize this feels like one of those fateful encounters he's heard about, a hidden cave, an ancient will, and a chance to gain great power. Grinning, he thinks maybe this is destiny rewarding him. If he trains here, he won't even need to go to the martial academy. The voice continues, telling him to accept the sword and carry on its legacy, to train endlessly and write a new moral path for the world. It says if he truly has the old man's blood, he should be able to master the radiant sword in about 30 years. Hearing that, Yan Ho freezes and yells that 30 years is far too long. He insists this destiny must belong to someone else and tells the voice to find another successor. The voice, startled, asks why. Yan Ho says he'd rather give up than waste 30 years of his life here. From Mad Dog's narration, we learn this strange encounter is how the lazy Yan Ho would one day become incredibly strong. But at that moment, Yan Ho ignores fate, turns around, and runs away. The voice calls out for him to stop, and as he looks back, the glowing light transforms into the image of an old man, Baek Myuhan. Yan Ho stares at the old man and immediately assumes he's a fraud. He accuses him of pretending to be something he's not. Offended, the old man insists he's not pretending, he's a spirit who left his body long ago. Yan Ho doesn't believe him and tries to punch him, but his hand passes right through. Terrified, Yan Ho screams that the old man is a ghost. The old man angrily corrects him, saying it's a technique called spirit transmission arts, something only the most powerful martial artists can use. From Mad Dog's narration, we learn that this encounter is how Yan Ho met his master. The scholar listening to the story asks if such a technique truly exists. Mad Dog confirms it does and says it's only achievable by top-level martial artists. When asked who could perform it, Mad Dog mentions the Sword Emperor Baekmyuhan, the Radiant Sword, the strongest warrior in history and Yan Ho's future master. The scholar is shocked to hear the Sword Emperor lived 300 years ago, but Mad Dog says it's true. The irony, he adds, is that the legendary master who sought a worthy student ended up meeting the laziest man alive. Meanwhile, Yan Ho argues with the old man, saying he has no interest in training and wants to leave. The old man laughs and seals the cave entrance with a massive stone gate. He tells Yan Ho that with his current strength, he'll never break it, but if he learns his martial arts, he can cut through it easily. Yan Ho sighs and takes out his sword anyway, scratching the wall to dig a hole. The old man is speechless when Yan Ho says he'll dig his way out within a year or two. The old man snaps, calling him insane, but Yan Ho just laughs and says it's better than wasting 30 years. Frustrated, the old man tries to negotiate, offering freedom after 20 years of training. Yan Ho refuses, saying even 3 years sounds too long. Boiling with anger but desperate, the old man lowers it to 5 years, promising to make him the strongest in the world. Hearing that, Yan Ho pauses. Maybe the old man isn't lying. Maybe he truly was a great master. Smirking, Yan Ho finally agrees to train. Mad Dog explains that Yan Ho didn't know the old man was the Sword Emperor at the time. And for the old man, it was tragic after centuries of waiting for a disciple. The one he got was a slacker. Training begins, but Yan Ho quickly reverts to his lazy habits, sleeping all day and barely practicing. The furious Baekmyuhan yells that at this rate, it'll take 50 years, not 5. Yan Ho complains, asking if there's an easier way. The old man says it's already easy enough. Annoyed, Yan Ho mutters that a true master would make learning effortless. Raging, Baekmyuhan curses the heavens and his fate. He can't even hit Yan Ho since he has no body. Yan Ho lounges around, mocking him, until one day he asks how the old man managed to drop the stone gate earlier. When Baekmyuhan says he used psychic levitation, realization dawns on him. Laughing, he discovers he can still move rocks with his kai. Terrified, Yan Ho backs away as the old man begins levitating stones. Grinning wickedly, Yan Ho pleads with him to stop, but Baekmyuhan hurls rocks at him instead. From that day on, their brutal training begins, day and night. Yan Ho practices swordsmanship while Baekmyuhan drills him relentlessly. When he sleeps, he trains in dreams through mystical arts. Slowly, his laziness fades. His life becomes the sword, and 5 years later, Yan Ho emerges as a man who would shake the entire world. One day ago, before he got out, while Yan Ho is sleeping, the old man calls him. While getting up, Yan Ho says he wanted to sleep a bit more. We see Yan Ho has a surprised look on his face. We see the old man calm and sitting cross-legged. He tells Yan Ho to come here. While sitting, Yan Ho asks what's going on. The old man says he has learned martial arts his entire life. His hope was to see the end of it, so he didn't bother with anything but martial arts. At the end of solely chasing martial arts, the old man became a crabby old man who was treated distantly by his clan. Yan Ho thinks, what's up with the old man today? It's so unlike him. The old man continues, when he thinks about it, it was obvious why his clan didn't come looking for him. After all, the old man abandoned his children and family for martial arts. He thought seeing the end of martial arts would give him everything. But he was wrong. Martial arts is what humans do, so not walking with people to see the end of swordsmanship is meaningless, and Yan Ho helped the old man realize that. The old man says he taught someone for the first time. He was angry and annoyed. He also felt happiness and learned joy from seeing Yan Ho grow, and he also learned about fondness. Calling the old man master, Yan Ho asks, what's going on with him? He is acting as if they will never see each other again. The old man confirms it, saying it's time. Hearing that, Yan Ho panics and asks, what is the old man talking about, and does he think Yan Ho will fall for it? The old man said they should train for 30 years, and it's only been 5. The old man has to exist for 25 more years. The old man says he did say that, but the internal chai that he gave to Yan Ho in the form of an elixir was so Yan Ho could live without eating in here, and that's not something as easy to maintain as Yan Ho would think. The old man says he has no more power left, and it's time to say goodbye. The sad and panicked Yan Ho asks the old man why he didn't tell him. If he had, Yan Ho would have left, found food, and come back to train. The old man thinks if Yan Ho left this place, he doubts Yan Ho would come back. The old man says he understands how Yan Ho feels. While getting up, the old man says he enjoyed the time they shared. The old man wanted to watch Yan Ho travel and sightsee the world, but this is fine, too. The old man looks at Yan Ho with fondness, and in his eyes he can clearly see Yan Ho crisscrossing through the world. The old man tells Yan Ho to go see the world and to keep it within him. If so, other things will naturally follow. He tells Yan Ho to also see people before he sees the world. The old man says while looking up, he didn't see what was at his feet. He warns Yan Ho not to make the same mistakes that he did. Even if the old man can't see Yan Ho again, even if no one else knows about the old man's existence, Yan Ho's movements, Yan Ho's swordsmanship, the old man is within them. While disappearing, the old man says, so even if Yan Ho is not outstanding or great, that's fine, too. Calling the old man master, Yan Ho says he can't leave already. There is still so much he hasn't learned. Yan Ho asks his master to stay just a bit longer, even if it's just for one day. While disappearing, the Sword Emperor Baek Mu-han's last words can be heard, telling Yan Ho to be happy. We see Yan Ho crying and saying the old man could have said something a bit earlier. Back to the present, where we see a clearly irritated Yan Ho saying, so this is why the old man left without telling him in advance. We see Yan Ho holding a cloth. Yan Ho says, when did the old man stack all this? And the old man should have left nicely. Yan Ho screamed, saying, what the hell is this? Before disappearing, Baek Mu-han wrote a message on Yan Ho's clothes. To summarize, Yan Ho's martial arts that he learned as quickly as possible within 5 years was still incomplete. Since Yan Ho wouldn't train once Baek Mu-han disappeared, Baek Mu-han put a sort of feature on Yan Ho's body. That being Baek Mu-han's inner elixir that Yan Ho had swallowed would cause his martial arts to improve. One might see it as automatically getting stronger, but it's not exactly that. If the martial arts Yan Ho is experiencing and obtaining is slower than the speed of the inner elixir, his inner energy would be sucked in by Baek Mu-han and Yan Ho would die. To summarize, Yan Ho will die if he is being lazy in training, being irritated. Yan Ho says that damned old man was up to no good. The other writing in the cloth was to travel the world and see different things. When Yan Ho sees the world, he will feel things, and when he feels things, he will learn things. The old man tells Yan Ho to not be satisfied with becoming a small person, staying in a small place. Baek Mu-han tells Yan Ho to see big things and become a big person. So the first place Yan Ho must go is Ruin. He is to find the world's greatest scholar and stay with him. Yan Ho will definitely feel something. We see Yan Ho is saying he was going to go home, but he will go back after resolving everything. Yan Ho thinks he has to do what he must. Then he gives his final bows to his master. Then Yan Ho leaves for Ruin. In front of the cave, we see Baek Mu-han reappearing. He gives out a loud devilish laugh, calling Yan Ho a bastard. He says if Yan Ho doesn't learn about the world, he will dry up like a mummy and die. What kind of martial arts exists in the world like that? Baek Mu-han can't let Yan Ho live in some random place in the middle of nowhere. The world is too broad to let Yan Ho do that. With a happy and satisfying face, Baek Mu-han says it's a waste of Yan Ho's martial arts. The scene shifts to Kyong. We are introduced to a new version of Yan Ho as he has starved for days. Now he is like a skeleton. He arrives in front of a beggar. We are introduced to the beggar's ex-branch leader, Jang Ale. Looking at Yan Ho, Jang Ale thinks, who is this mummy? Yan Ho says he came because he had something to ask. Jang Ale questions saying, money? Yan Ho asks, does he need to pay? The beggar says, of course. Nothing in this world is free. Looking at Yan Ho, Jangil thinks his voice sounds like he's barely 20, but his face looks to be 50. Anyway, Jangil has never seen such a beggar among all the beggars he has seen. Jingale says he wants to do it for free since they are in the same field, but it's the rule here. Yan Ho asks same field. Jingil says yes since they are both beggars. Yan Ho asks how does he look like a beggar. Jingil says he is obviously a beggar. Anyway, if Yan Ho has no money, Jingale can't give him info or anything. He asks Yan Ho to leave and to come back with some money. After doing some begging, Yan Ho says, why would he beg when he is not a beggar? With a stiff face, Jangil says, it's not that beggars beg, it's that once one begs, one is a beggar. Yan Ho looks like he could make money by just putting a basket in front of where he sits. So why is he wasting his talents? Jangil suddenly asks Yan Ho, does he want to work with Jangil? We see a lot of money in front of Yan Ho. Jangale gets happy and says to earn half a year of operating costs for this branch, and half a day he says the god of wealth has come. Jangale asks Yan Ho what he wants to know. Yan Ho says a list of locations, hobbies and specialties of famous scholars, and a list of locations, hobbies and specialties of famous blacksmiths. Jingale tells Yan Ho he did promise him, so Jingil will tell him, and he asks Yan Ho to come back after 7 days. Yan Ho lies down saying he has nowhere to go and has nothing to do, so he will just stay here. Jangil says fine. After a few days Jangil comes to regret those words. One of the beggars comes running to Jangale saying there's trouble. Jangale asks what's the fuss about. What trouble could there be for some beggars? The beggar says he thinks they are going to starve to death. The beggar brings Jangale to the location. Jangale gets surprised at what he sees. One of the passers by calling the beggars bastards says if they want to be beggars they would have to at least be on that level. And we see Mummy while Yan Ho getting a lot of coins just by sitting on the road. Jungle gets terrified and surprised. Money keeps pouring onto Yan Ho, while Yan Ho gives out a laugh and says making money is easy. Why Yan Ho starts taking over the beggar world. We see Yan Ho saying he is thirsty. While lying down, he tells Jingel to bring him water. When they bring Yan Ho water, Yan Ho says the bowl is dirty. Jingel beats the beggar that brought the water and tells him to bring water over in a new bowl. Yan Ho says it's also lukewarm. While kicking the beggars, Jangale tells them to bring cold water from the damn mountains. While lying face down, Yan Ho says, "Nice, how nice." Jangale gets fired up in rage. Jang Il thinks he is a branch leader of the beggar sect having to act as a servant for that stupid beggar. But if Jang Il kicks Yan Ho out, his guys will strive. Jang Il thinks, when's the damn information that Yan Ho requested going to get here? They are all going to end up dead at this rate. One of the beggars comes running happily saying, the information is here. Hearing that, Jang Il also gets happy. Yan Ho sees the information. Yan Ho asks Jang Il, is that all? Does Jang Il really want to sell something like this for money? Jang Il asked Yan Ho, what does he mean? Jang Il takes the paper from Yan Ho's hands. He sees the information and thinks, are those bastards actually trying to kill them all? This information is only like half of what Yan Ho requested. Jang Il thinks this is bad and he needs to do something. Yan Ho asks Jang Il if the information is not complete because Yan Ho didn't pay them enough. Jangel takes Yan Ho somewhere else to get the information.